Good evening, everyone. Rather than sending letters out each week, I thought what I'd do is I would do a weekly video to try and update you on all the latest guidance from the government and also to update you on how school's getting on. As you know, school is now closed. The government made this decision last Friday, and I'd like to thank all of the teachers and staff who have been supporting in school just to make sure that all the work for young people is ready so that you can do it at home. I'd also like to thank Jill at Worley Road, who's currently hosting some of our students from vulnerable families and key workers. We couldn't do it without her, and we're sending staff down to support there every single day. So we're making sure that everyone's safe and well. I'd like to update you on the Year 11 exam situation. I know that we closed very, very suddenly, and many students didn't really know what was going on. We didn't at the time when we closed. We've now had guidance from the government saying that the Year 11s will get a grade at the end of the summer. This is based on teacher prediction, as well as some teacher assessment and some baseline data. Basically what that means is that as teachers, we will then say, look, this is what we think your student would have got, your child would have got. We will then base that on work we've done in school, we'll base that on mock exams, and then the government will cross-reference that and check that against what they think the student would have got, and they'll come out with a fair grade. There will be an opportunity, should you not be happy with the grade, should your student not be happy with the grade at the end of it, to potentially do an exam when we come back to school in the autumn. Just an update on free school meals. Any families who's in receipt of free school meals, you're still going to get them. I'm really sorry that we haven't been able to get everything. But again, last Friday when the government said we were closing, they basically said it's up to the schools to decide how to distribute free school meals. What the Trust have done, and we're part of Impact Multi-Academy Trust, is they've bought a block of ASDA vouchers, and they haven't been delivered, and they're only going to be delivered this week. So hopefully we'll get to you free school meal vouchers as soon as we can. They'll come in an envelope in the post. If you are worried or struggling about anything, then please do get in contact with the school. Use the school email address and we'll see what we can do. We are able to support families in crisis. Just to reiterate the government guidance, obviously this is a really serious and important time. Please do follow the government guidance about social distancing, about not going out unless it's essential, about not going to work unless you're a key worker and you can't work from home. That's really important to follow. Also make sure that you're not going out and you're not seeing friends or family. And I know that's really difficult, but it's really important that we follow that to make sure that the virus doesn't spread and we protect our old people in particular. As far as homeschooling is concerned, as you know, or you might know, over the last couple of weeks, we've been preparing for this and staff have done a huge amount of work to try and get online resources and Google Docs and all of the other stuff for your children to do. Please work with them. Please go through that with all the children. I've already seen some absolutely brilliant work from students who have done some stuff, uploaded it, talking to teachers. You've all been sent the timetable, so that you should have that, which you can follow each day. There are 2 slots for 7, 8, 9 and 10, and there are 3 slots for Year 11. Year 11s, I know that you're not doing your exams now, but what I suggest is you use that to prepare for your sixth forms. I've been in contact with Andrew Fisher at North Halifax Grammar, who leads the local Heads Association, and he is trying to arrange how sixth form places are going to be administered. So make sure that you're doing all the work as possible so that you get those best sixth form places. As far as schooling is concerned, I have 3 children, as I'm sure I've mentioned to you before. And routine is really important. And I just thought I'd just give you an update on how I'm trying to do it. And it is very difficult. So if you're struggling, don't worry about it. We are making sure, I've got 3 children. So I've got a 2-year-old, I've got a 6-year-old, and I've got a 9-year-old. So they all have to be dressed and had breakfast for 9 o'clock. We do the Joe Wicks PE half an hour thing, which is brilliant. It's exhausting. I'm still aching now, but I highly recommend doing that. We then do about 45 minutes of English. Then we'll have a snack after that. Then we're going to go, we have a bit of a play or garden. We go outside just in our garden, obviously not out to the park or anything. But if you've got an outdoor space at the back of your house, brilliant, use that. If not, play a board game, do something with them. Then we have lunch, and then after lunch we'll do some maths or some other work, and then after that we'll do some independent learning where they get to do some of the online work on online resources. And you might want to do different sessions. You might want to use the English session in the morning for some online work as well, and follow the timetable there, and follow the timetable in the afternoon. That's why it's been set up so that there's routine for your children. Then a bit of free time after that. And then it's tea time really, and we've been able to find that sort of helped us plan the day. But we're adjusting it as we're going along and trying to make sure that we do the best things possible. So finally, if you've got any worries or concerns whilst you're at home, or if you're not sure about anything, then please do contact the school. Even though we're closed and the phones aren't operational, the email address is still there. So please do contact that. Progress leaders are still doing all the work they can. Their email addresses are working. Year 9, 10 and 11 have set up an Instagram account, so you can always use that. And obviously you can communicate with us through Google Classrooms should you need to at all. The last thing, other than keep safe and make sure your families are well, is that we are going to be reading some bedtime stories. I'm going to be reading one. I'm going to be reading Wonder. I'll be reading that, and other staff will be reading them, and hopefully we'll be uploading them to this channel. I have no idea how YouTube works, so I'm going to do my best. We'll be uploading them as frequently as possible, so that there's some stories you can listen along to with your families and with your children should you wish to. And we'll be making sure that there's a whole range appropriate for primary and for secondary. I'd like to again say thank you very much to all the families for supporting us during this time, and if we can be there to support you as well. And also to make sure you follow the government guidance and to look after yourselves. And I will speak to you next week. Thanks very much.